Good evening. I'm happy to announce and to come to you this evening with good news that our county has remained at level 3 red for the state designation on the public alert system, which means we can implement our hybrid model this coming Monday, November 2nd. I have some important information to share. Please know, if you are attending in person or your child is attending in person, or if you plan on being on campus, it is so important to self-screen for symptoms. If you have symptoms or are ill, or same with your children, please do not come to campus. You can use the typical attendance call-off protocols with the principals if your child is not going to be attending. We will also be sending out information tonight where you'll be able to review the health and safety procedures which have been distributed by the district in the past. It is also important for you to go into the parent portal, if you have not done so already, to acknowledge the need to screen for symptoms in the mornings every day that you or a member of your household plan on coming to campus. When will in-person learning begin? This Monday, November 2nd. We'll be very excited to welcome our students to campus and to have them join the students at home who will also be engaging through the remote learning platform. There will be some helpful links coming to you tonight. There will be the logistics and directions from the building principals that were shared earlier. And there will also be information about mask etiquette. Remember, the mask policy requires an appropriate mask that hooks around the ears and secures to the face and wraps around. No gaiters, please. Also, you'll receive information as a reminder that we are not using Gale Allison Drive to access campus if you're dropping off your student. In working with the Hiram House Camp, we have arranged for our parents who are dropping off students to enter the campus from the Hiram Trail. So there is a driveway back there. You'll be able to come through and loop around to drop your students off at Brady and Moreland. Of course, when you exit, you will exit on Gale Allison Drive. So there'll be one-way traffic coming in off Hiram Trail, and hopefully that will alleviate some of the traffic concerns we discussed in the past few weeks. Will the meals continue? The answer is yes. Free meals are available to students who are attending on campus if you've registered with food services. Please contact our food services supervisor, Cindy Alekna, that is at C-A-L-E-K-N-A, C. Alekna, at orangecsd.org. And again, this will come to you in a newsletter this evening as well. If you've not registered, please do so. For the students who remain in full remote, the meals will continue to be available as well for pickup at the high school between 11 and 12 o'clock, as well as the current delivery schedule. That will continue as well. There have been a lot of questions about sports. We are moving forward with sports slowly, but that will continue as well currently. And our athletic director, Katie Hine, is continuing to work with the CDC on getting a schedule in place that will allow our athletes to continue to move forward, but yet in a way that is cautious and careful, as we did with fall sports. Busing will also begin on Monday, of course. It is important to note for the high school that it will be the orange cohort of students that will be attending for the week at the high school. AM and PM cohort times were sent out by the drivers. You should have received a postcard and possibly follow-up phone call about your pickup time. If you've not received that, please contact the school tomorrow so we can make sure we clarify your transportation arrangements. So the big question I've been asked, how long will we be in person? Well, one way to look at it is, I know this, as long as we are not at level 4 on the state advisory alert system, we will implement our in-person hybrid model. That is one thing we know. And also we know that now that we are in person, based on that system, we will be in for at least 2 weeks. So we are at the level 3 currently, and we will be at level 3 for at least a 2-week period. That'll be 2 weeks to get rolling, and I'm very hopeful, I'm positive and optimistic actually, that we can do this and remain in person and not at level 4 and have many, many continuous weeks of in-person learning. However, it is important to note that as I've referenced all along, logistics play a role. COVID-related logistics, things can impact us, like staffing. If we have high numbers of staff bus drivers, teachers who cannot come to school because of quarantine, etc. If our student body population attendance gets impacted by quarantines and large numbers of students out, or, of course, if in the event of any cases in the buildings that we will be contact tracing that could show any sign of a spread at school. These are all things that could put us back into a remote learning environment. So please, please, always be prepared to return to the remote model of instruction. I know this is hard for parents to make those family arrangements, but please do so, and so we can be fluid and we can be nimble to adjust as needed. Also, very important, it is important to remember that we can only continue in-person learning if we team up. If we team up and do everything we can to prevent the spread among our students, among our staff, and among our community, it'll be so important to do that. Please avoid social gatherings and events where masking and social distancing are not enforced. While at school, we will have these procedures in place, and we will count on you to do your best. But outside of school, we need you to do the same. We need us all to come together to be as safe as possible, to keep our kids right here where they belong in school. And for those of you at home on remote learning, I'm excited for you as well as we continue to move on into this ever-changing, fluid environment that has been 2020. We are here, we will be safe. You will be getting more information from your principals as well. Please read it over. Look at all the great information that will be linked. This is mostly all review information that we've shared in the past, but it will be linked and pulled together for you this evening. And then be sure to reach out to your principals if you have questions. Thank you for all of your patience and support throughout these trying times. Have a great weekend, and thank you, Team Orange.